they're already in order. But reverse. Reverse, reverse. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Take it back now, y'all. Not this time. Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Haley, and welcome to April wrap up, our favorite time of the month. Wrapping it up, see what we've read, see how our month was reading wise, and I'm excited to share my reads with you all because honestly I had a really good reading month. I found some new favorites. I've started some new series, which is always a good thing if you like having a lot of series you're in the middle of. I'm excited to let you guys know what's going on, what happened in this month, and I'm just kind of excited to share my thoughts, hear your thoughts. If you're not subscribed, please feel free to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, all that good stuff. I can't talk today, which is not new, but thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, let's get right into the video. Okay, so the first book that I read this month is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. If you don't know about this series, this is a young adult mystery about kids that have not like powers, but they have heightened ability. So the main girl, Cassie, is really good at reading people. So she is recruited into this program that's kind of like Criminal Minds but for children, I guess you could say. Really good book. I rated this one 4 stars. I had a good time. I have a hard time with YA because I am such an adult reader. I don't read a lot of YA. I read mostly adult. So I had a lot of trouble with this only because the language is very YA. The topics aren't very YA. This is about murder. Like, there is a murder in this book, multiple murders in this book, so the topic is not YA in a sense, but the language is very YA. So I always get nervous reading YA, which I've actually read 2 YAs this month, and I think I have a couple YAs. I have 1 YA on my, no, 2, I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This was my first like YA that I've actually kind of read, so it was exciting to delve into. I also don't read that much mystery, so this was really fun also in that sense, because again, I don't read mystery that much. So this was, I feel like, a good kind of introduction into mystery. I did not guess the twist in this book. I had a couple theories of what it could be, but I did not guess it. When I tell you that I was shook, I was shook, and I think that that twist is what pushed the book to be a 4 star for me. It's just flat 4, no 4.25 or anything like that. I did have a good time. I just feel like some of the details were a little rushed, I guess. I don't know. I was a little confused in the book, slightly. So I think that's why I put it down to a 4. But I had a really good time. I'm excited to read the rest of these. I'm not rushing to read them. I think that these are going to be good books when I just need to get out of a slump, or if I don't know what I'm going to read next. I think that the Natural series is going to be a good little fill-in for that. So The Natural series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, 4 stars. What a great way to start my month off. Okay, so the next book that I read, I'm actually really excited that I finally got to read this month. I read Flawless by Elsie Silver. I love this book. I loved it. I rated it 4.5. I love this book. I think that this was such a good intro to cowboy romances for me, and I'm really glad that I started with this rather than anything else. I had such a good time. I love the main characters. I think I identified with Summer so much. She has a lot of issues feeling like she's good enough. She's always trying to make her, her dad proud, and she just feels like she can't live up to the expectations that she has not only set for herself, but that she feels like her family has set for her. And I feel that heavily. I really related to her, and knowing that she had someone that saw her for who she is and made her feel worthy. Deceased, dead, bury me with this book, please, because that just makes me feel so much happiness. I can't even describe it. I also really, really loved the family dynamic within this book. The brothers have, you know, their own problems, but you can tell how much they love each other, and I think that that is so beautiful. I could just feel like the love was just like flowing from the pages. Like I could just feel it. I don't know if it's Elsie Silver's writing or the dynamic that these characters just had with each other, but I loved this book. I cannot wait to get to the next books. I'm hoping to start the series again this coming month, so hopefully I get a good dent within the series. I'm trying to pace myself with series. Like I'm trying not to do what I normally do and binge an entire series. I don't want to get tired of them too fast, you know? I think that's what's happening with Blood and Ash, is that I binged the first 4 books and I don't know when I'll gain interest in reading the rest of them. So I'm trying to take my time and just enjoy, and plus I have so many other books I could be reading. So we're pacing ourselves. 2024 is the year of pacing, which isn't as fun as binging, but it's fine. So Flawless by Elsie Silver, 4.5. I loved. Okay, and now for disappointment. I was really excited to read this, and I don't know if I was just in a type of mood or if this is a common. I know that Larry from Larry Reads said the same thing regarding this book, or a similar thing regarding this book, but I don't know if it was just me or the mood I was in. I don't know. But the next book that I read was Never by Jessa Hastings. I actually DNF'd this book. I gave it until page 9. I got to page 9 and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I wanted to love this book so much. I just wanted to love it. I read the back, I read the synopsis, and I felt like, dang, this book is for me. This book sounds so good. But I don't know what it was. I don't know what style you would say that this book is written in. I don't know. The writing bothered me. It's very like, it feels like a journal or like notes that someone has taken regarding what's happening within this. Like it feels like Daphne like just took notes. It doesn't even feel like journal entries to me. It just feels like notes that you take in school. And I don't know if that's like an accurate description, but just the way that this was written, I did not have a good time. I want to try and give it another chance, maybe at a later date, because the way I want to meet Hook, I want to meet Hook so bad in this book, but I don't even know where he comes in. This is a huge book. Like, this book is over 300 pages, almost 400. I don't know where Hook shows up, but I DNF'd it. I may try it at a future date, but for right now it's gonna be a DNF for me. I did not like how it was written. I was just kind of confused the entire time. I don't know. So Never by Jessa Hastings is gonna be a DNF for me. Okay, the next book, I had so many good 4 stars this month. I'm so proud of my selections this month because I had such a good time with almost every single book that I read this month. So the next book that I read is The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer. This is the second book in the Vancouver Storm series. This book, when I tell you, kicking, screaming, throwing up, twirling my hair, blushing, all the things, this book made me feel so many things in such a short period of time. I had so much fun with this freaking book. I love the female main character. I love the male main character. I love the fake dating. I love the way that they just work through. They each have their own shit. They each have their own thing going on. They both have issues, but do they work it out by themselves? No. They work it out together, and I think that that's so beautiful. I think people forget in relationships that it's okay to have problems. with yourself, it's okay. It's okay to have things that you want to work on, but it's also okay to work on those things while you're in a relationship with somebody. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like people, I'm getting too real with this, but this book just like really made me realize how much importance I put in communication and understanding and patience. This book. Rory Miller, that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. 4.5. This book was so good. This book was so good. Oh, I loved it. Everybody needs to go pick up these books by Stephanie Archer. Behind the Net was also really good. They are quite spicy. They are very, very spicy. But honestly, this one was more slow burn, I think, if I remember correctly. Because they're fake dating, so they try not to, like, you know, do anything. So it's a little slow burny, but it's so good. It's so, so good. I loved it. 4.5, The Fake Out. Love, 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 love. Okay, so the next book that I read is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This was an adventure. This was truly an adventure. I rated this one 4.25. I had such a fun time reading this book. This book language is so different than a lot of other books that I've read. Do I wish that we had dual POV more? I don't know how to explain this. There is dual POV. It switches between them a lot, but it's like third person dual POV, so it's kind of strange. I don't know how to explain it. It's not really like POV. It's more of like we're watching this one person and then we're watching the next person. To me, POV is when they're explaining it themselves, like we're seeing it as they're seeing it, not as like a third party, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but I had such a good time reading this book. The ending really broke my heart. I don't know how to financially, mentally, spiritually, physically recover from this ending, but I am hoping to pick up Ruthless Vows soon. I kind of need like a moment. I kind of need a moment to, I don't even know. I need a moment to process this book, but I had a really good time. 4.25. The romance subplot was amazing. The self-discovery was amazing. Iris getting thrown into this just horrible, horrible situation, this bout of bad luck, just really made me love how strong she became. She really just realized that she is so strong and so capable, and I love that for her. And I love how supportive Roman is of her and how much he truly cares for her. So yeah, 4.25 for Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. The next book I read was Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue. This one was so good. 4 stars for this one. This was a ride. This book was quite the ride. What an adventure this book took me on, and honestly, I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. You can't be mad at Leon. You can't. It's impossible to be mad at Leon. That's all I'm saying. Ray, yes, you could be mad at Ray. We can have a little bit of bitterness for Ray because the decisions she makes are just not the best. But Leon, though, we can't be mad at Leon. I, for real, had such a good time. Leon honestly has my heart and soul. I know he's a demon, so he technically could have my heart and soul, but just know that he does. Just know that he does have it. Because when a man says, I'll rip heaven and hell and this goddamn earth apart before I let them steal you from me, that's it. End of story. End of thought. End of description, honestly. Her Soul to Take, 4 stars. Go read this book. Have a good time. Don't take it too seriously. Just read. Just read and enjoy. And enjoy the spice. The spice be spicin' in Harley LaRue's books. So, okay. So, the next book I read is The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. This book is actually going to be part of another video that I will hopefully have done be done filming soon. My best friend Paola, who does not read, picked 4 books for me, and this is one of them. So this is my first adult mystery. I'm gonna try to not talk about this one too much because I do want to talk about it more in that video with her. So know that I rated this 3.75. I had a good time, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna talk about it more in that video, so keep an eye out for that. But The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, 3.75. And the last book. Here we are, ladies and gents. The last book of the month, which technically is not the last book of the month. I'm reading this. Am I okay? I'm recording this on April 30th. So obviously tomorrow is May, but I am so close to finishing Fourth Wing. I'm like gonna finish it after I record these videos. I'm very close to finishing Fourth Wing, but I already put a TikTok out with all these books, and I did not feel like including Fourth Wing because I wasn't sure if I was going to finish it today. So that'll be included in May. But the last book that I'm including in this video is Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I rated this 3.75. This book I have mixed feelings about. I have very mixed feelings about the book. Lily and Lo make me quite mad. They make me quite upset. I know that they are dealing with, you know, addiction, and addiction makes you do things and say things and act a certain way. I understand. I get it. But that does not save me from the anger that I felt for these two. Literally so mad. I was yelling at this book almost the entire time I was reading it. I did have a good time. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying for me having a bad time. I had a really good time. I enjoyed the book. I'm excited to continue the series. This series is humongous because it's the Addicted Calloway Sisters series. So how many books are there in this series? Like 13 or something? There's a large amount of books within the series. So I'm excited to finish or continue, I would say, this series. What really motivates me to keep going is Connor Cobalt and Reich Meadows. Those two were my favorite characters in this book. I adore Reich with my entire heart and soul. I'm excited for his books. I'm excited to see where his story goes. I know a little bit about the series and about who has books and who doesn't, I think. And I think Connor also has books, but I don't know. I'm not gonna like guess. But Reich, I know Reich has books. So I think so, right? Yeah, they both have books. Because Reich and Daisy, and then Cabalaway for Connor and Rose, right? Am I high on drugs? I don't know, but am I high on drugs? Addicted? Anyway, I love Connor and Reich. That's the whole premise of this little rant, is that I love them a lot. Also, what I really, really loved is when Lo decided for the both of them, because Lily could not make a freaking decision to save her life, literally. So Lo making that decision for them and choosing himself over what his father wants, that really sent me into the deep end of wanting to finish the series. That really pushed me to want to see how their story turns out, because honestly, that was a huge moment in their story, was that moment. So I really enjoyed it. I just want to share this one quote from Connor, because what a king Connor Cobalt is. And I read this line and it made me fall in love with him. It's gonna be so stupid to you guys, but the people that know are gonna know. So I'm gonna read it to you. He says, "Lauren Hale," Connor calls, "you better wake up. You promised me Jim. I want Jim." And that's it. That's what made me fall in love with Connor. So Addicted to You, 3.75. What a great way to end the month, honestly. Had such a great time. I had such a good reading month. I cannot even express to you guys how happy I am that I managed to read this many books. How many did I read? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 technically, because I'm finishing Fourth Wing today. 9 books after going through March only having read 1 book. This is great. I'm very happy with myself. I'm glad that I mixed in mood reads with my TBR. I obviously did not finish my TBR for the month, but that's okay. We're gonna take this as a dub because I've read, you know, and that's all that matters. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe down below, leave it a like, and leave a comment. Go ahead and comment a dumbbell in honor of Connor, in honor of Mr. Cobalt. Go ahead and leave a dumbbell emoji down in the comments and let me know how you liked this video and what was your favorite read from this month. I can't wait to see what May brings us. I'm already starting it off with a bang with Fourth Wing. I know I keep talking about it, but that's all I could think about at this exact moment. So thank you guys so much for being here. I love you all so much. I will see you all in the next video. Okay, bye.